Hey guys, Utah Steve here, and today we're at the base. Murphy and I. Hi, Murphy.
Hey.
We're at the base of Bald Mountain in the high Uintas of Utah. You can see there's some backpackers over there getting their stuff together. That is Bald Mountain. We are roughly at an elevation of 10,000 feet. I'll put here on the screen what the elevation of the parking lot here is, but I don't know it right off the top of my head. We're actually going to backpack down that way, downhill on the Notch Mountain Trail. There are several lakes in there. There's Clegg Lake, Dean Lake, Bench Lake, Notch Lake. I'm not sure which lake we're going to camp at. Mostly depends on which one has fish in it. So we plan on fishing and camping and just having a good time. It's just an overnight trip. It's a Thursday, so there aren't tons of people up here. School's getting back in session. It's August 20th, so we should have a lot of the area to ourselves, I think. So we have our gear in the back. We're ready to go. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. We're running a bit behind, so we want to get going. So here's my pack. Unfortunately, it's heavy this time. It's 40 pounds. I'm not quite sure why. All the crap I brought with. Murphy's pack weighs under 30. He's all set. He's got a new pack. And our elevation reads, mine's not updating yet. What does yours read? So 10,730 feet. Here's our elevation. We're only a couple miles in, but it's all downhill. So we're going to lose elevation. I got to figure out mine. Mine's a hand-me-down, so we'll see if it even works. So here's the Bald Mountain trailhead right here, 2 miles to the summit. And this is our trail. This is the Notch Mountain Trail. Been dying to do this all summer, really. Kind of our last chance to get out in the middle of the week, because Dylan and Jude, my two little ones, and my teenage daughter Madison, they're all going back to school next week. So Murphy and I took the chance to get away. We still plan on doing more trips this fall, but right now things are just so busy. I spent the better part of today back to school shopping with the kids, which was incredibly stressful. So it feels wonderful to be out here. Here's the back of Bald Mountain. We're gonna try, if we're not too exhausted tomorrow, to climb the trail and go to the peak, maybe have lunch up there. Horse poop. We've gone how far, Moose?
1.6 miles.
We're 1.6 miles in, and here's our first lake. Now, if there are fish in this, if we can see them jumping, then this is where we'll camp. Look at that. It just like opens up.
That's cool.
It's beautiful. It's like a doorway. When we hiked to Ruth Lake and Naomi Lake, we camped by Naomi, and if you've seen that video, it was as calm, and we tried to fish it, but there were no fish in there. That was on one. No jumping, no flipping. So we went over the hill to Ruth, where everyone was. Most people were camped there, and we caught 2 brook trout, beautiful ones, and ate them for lunch. There's the other one over there, straight ahead. See that lake? Down in those trees. I'm pretty sure I just made the same mistake I did at Ruth Lake last year. I think this is a pond and nothing more. And then that is the actual lake over there. Clegg Lake, possibly. Sorry if I'm wrong. I don't see any fish jumping over there. And the ripples we were seeing in the water here appear to be water skeeters, bugs, water bugs. So pretty calm and flat. Okay, so there's another body of water down here, but that's just a pond, I'm pretty sure. And look how small that is. I think we've made it to our stopping point. That's Notch Mountain. There are 4 different states on fire right now. California, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho all have wildfires burning. And this haze that you see is from those fires. There aren't any in Utah right now, so that's traveled quite a distance. The air quality is awful down in the valleys. Here's a shot that I took from my cell phone earlier today when I was out driving in traffic doing school shopping with the kids. You can see how smoky it is back in Ogden, the Ogden area. So not nearly as smoky up this way. And we're gonna hike down to this lake, find a good spot, set up camp, have some dinner, take it from there. Here's our confirmation, guys. Da 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 da. Notch Lake. Right here. And trust me, it's no pond. It's big. I'm impressed. Big and beautiful, and hopefully full of fish down there. Yay! And we're going to go over to this part of the lake. I did see fish jump over here. There are some ripples in the water, so that's hopeful. We're going to head over into those trees where it's flat, kind of right over there, and see if there's a good spot. Fire pit, yay. This is it. This is our home for the night. Those people are way across there. Look at that, we even have seats. Alright, we're here. Here's a shot of our lake side condo. Here's a panorama. Beautiful. How far have we gone, Moose?
2.8 miles, about 3 miles.
Almost 3 miles. About elevation drop. It was mostly downhill.
Elevation dropped about 145 feet.
Not bad at all. Certainly climbed up higher. That's for sure. It's a nice hike. It's in the 70s, maybe upper 60s. Here, let's check. It's cooler by the water. 59.6 probably isn't extremely accurate. I would say it's in the mid 60s right now. It'll probably be in the low 50s, maybe upper 40s tonight, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
It's gonna be chilly, but we'll be all right. Look, we don't even have to build a fire ring this time. Last time when we hiked to Ruth and Naomi, we had to build one. We had to make a campsite. Let's give you a quick view of the camp. Here's what we have. Murphy has all his food in one bag. I like to, he's got some snacks there too. Almond roca. Jeez, dude. Anyway, cooking gear. Looks like he's going to use a alcohol stove maybe. I'm not sure. Here's mine. I like to separate the meals and snacks into separate baggies. So we have my snacks, sunflower seeds, trail mix, and Cliff Bars. Breakfast tomorrow, scrambled eggs. There's some energy drink mix for a water bottle. This is olive oil, this little tube, in case I catch a fish or something. Also for breakfast, cocoa and a couple of cereal bars. I want to be nice and full. Dinner tonight is some lemonade with some rice and chicken Mountain House meal. This, by the way, was, I don't know if I mentioned, scrambled eggs, Mountain House meal. Just add boiling water. Murphy's out scavenging for water right now. And then lunch tomorrow is just ramen with some more energy drink and some Spam. If I can't find another source of protein, that's what the Spam's for. That definitely added to my weight. That's a heavy can. So over here we have Murphy's GPS. This is mine. They're off by a mile each. This says we went 2.8 miles. It's not on. But the elevation's close, 10,328 feet. And it says we went 3.8 miles. So I'm not sure what happened there, but as you can see, this is somewhat sun damaged. Here's the lake up here that we're at. Where we are, I should say. Anyway, it's a Magellan, inexpensive one. I'm going to turn that off just so that I can continue on with this. Of course, our firearms, 22s, fleece jacket, fleece hat. I like fleece. I know if it gets wet, it doesn't serve you well, but it looks like we're okay. All blue skies. So, lantern, ferro rod, headlamp, my cell phone, and a bear bag, which is just a stuffed sack for our food tonight. Here's my cooking kit. My stove's in there along with a cup, and I think I have a bug net in there, scouring pad, and also some water purification tablets if needed. Another cook set. The reason I brought two is because you can't really cook a fish in this, so if I catch fish, it's being cooked in that. And of course, our friend Bob Jr. makes his return. And I hung my pack over here. There's other stuff in there, including my Sawyer Squeeze Mini set so that I can filter water. That's my preferred method this time. It'll be first time using it. The tablets are just a backup. I have pepper spray here, bear bell, jingle bell. This is a small backpack in case Murphy and I go for a day hike. And there's some stuff in the pockets I'll go into later when we get to them. Let's go look at our camp setup. As you can see, there's our fire pit area that I just showed you, and then through these trees here, here's another fire pit, but it doesn't have anywhere to sit, so we just use this area to set up our tent. Here's Murphy's Alps mountaineering tent. If you've seen the camp we did in the West Desert, this is the tent he used. It's really nice. I really like it. There's his setup in there. Pillow, sleeping bag, sleep pad. He's got his pack in there with him. I haven't quite tightened this down, and it didn't come with all of the guy lines that I thought it would, because obviously there's some tie outs here that need to be pulled tighter. I'm not too worried about it. It's not even windy, but I guided it out anyway. Here's I did a video on this a little while ago, a preview of the Eureka Spitfire. I'm excited to use this. It's the first time I'll be able to sit up in it. It has a nice vestibule. Let's take a look at the inside. So I've got a 40-degree bag with a fleece lining inside it that I added. Here's my pillow, my sleep pad, Alps mountaineering. I'm going to sleep in long underwear. I should be warm enough. Plenty of room to sit up if need be. The little ventilation. This should be pretty comfortable. I brought these because if you have to get up in the night, it's easier than putting shoes on. Flip-flops suck because you have to take your socks off to put those on. And also sometimes after hiking all day, you just want to put something comfortable on, and that's what's going to happen later. That's pretty much it. I hung all my stuff sacks from all that equipment on this tree. Murphy's out getting water. We're hungry, we're tired. It's not as late as it looks. The sun went behind Notch Mountain there, and so things are darkening up. And my battery's dying already, so I need to charge that before I can't film this for you people. I'm also going to go fishing in a little bit. Might have to use my cell phone for some video to get any of that. So Murphy is back with the water. He filled my water bottle for me there, so I'm going to boil that. And he's getting ready to cook with his alcohol stove. And a couple of things I didn't show you. Brought the trail camera, and about 3 feet off the ground, aimed right at our campfire. So tonight maybe we'll have some critters running around, I don't know. I've got my pole in the water. There are fish jumping. I hooked my bear bell to it so I could hear it if I get a bite. Let's go take a look at what I got. Kiddie pole, as usual. I prefer them. They cast far. They're easy to carry in a backpack, all kinds of stuff. So, hopefully, these fish are in the mood for power bait, because they're jumping everywhere out there, and no one's really fishing that I can see. Look at this view. That is just amazing. There's some people clear across the other side over there. And then there are those people over there camping, and I think that's it. Murphy and I have this whole spot to ourselves. It's pretty amazing. So hopefully I catch a fish. I'd like to have one for dinner, with dinner. Here, fishy, fishy. Hopefully I hear that bell ring soon. Another thing I brought, but I don't think we'll be able to use, I did a preview on this, is my solar lantern. It's been sitting, it was on the back of my pack, charging hopefully in the sun. These are solar panels. I did a whole video on it. I'm not going to go into it again, but I'm trying to get as much light into it as possible before it gets dark so we can use it as a lantern. If not, I did bring the ever popular, on my channel I did a review of this, and it's my highest numbered video, has the most views of any video I've made. The Black Diamond Moji lantern, 100 lumens, fade in, fade out, wax on, wax off. Anyway, this will be our nighttime lantern probably. The other one I wanted to use kind of like a night light. I just wanted it on as a source of comfort and light in my tent. But as you can see, the sun has gone bye-bye, and we got here so late in the day that I don't think I'm going to be able to use it or get enough charge out of it. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm starving. Did you get it lit?
Yep. And I didn't knock over the thing this time. Strike it with my thrower on.
Yep, I can see it burning there. You can't tell on camera, but
Uses more water than I thought it would.
how much? What did you bring? I already talked about my food. What'd you bring?
Fettuccine Alfredo with chicken.
Nice. But it's just boil and bag kind of thing?
Yeah.
Not boil in the bag, but yeah. And what do you got for the rest of the time? Three Musketeers. Nice choice.
Yeah.
Hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa, oatmeal, ramen, and another
Mountain House.
Mountain House. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Is it a breakfast skillet?
Yeah, it's a breakfast. Yeah.
So lunch tomorrow is the ramen. Yeah. Got my stove going, boiling the water from the river. Can't see it too well. Oh, there it is. Anyway, can't wait to eat that Mountain House. I am starving. And I hope I can add fish to the menu tonight. Well, I reset my pole because they stole my bait. I saw the line tighten and then loosen when I was filming the little segment about fishing, but I'm out of breath. The air is really thin up here. But I got my bail hooked back up, so hopefully they don't steal my bait this time, but at least they wanted it. All right, we got a full rolling boil. I'll let it do that for a little bit more, and then I'll make my dinner. In the meantime, Murphy's alcohol stove did a good job. It almost got it to the boiling point. It's harder to boil water at this elevation, and it burned out all of his fuel. So instead of using more fuel, we're going to use an Espit cube. Got a good flame. for a minute. Tear it open. What was that?
Elk?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's exactly what it is.
Nope. Those are animals. Those are dogs.
Are they?
Coyotes, I don't know.
Wow.
That's pretty wild.
Oh, gotta remember to take this part out. I got distracted by the howling dog. Pretty cool sound. I hope it's on video. Alright, so here's what it looks like. I'm just going to stir it up, seal it, and let it sit about 10 minutes, and it'll be ready. Chicken and rice. Okay, so what I've done before it gets any darker, I tied a piece of rope around a rock, and I've thrown it up over that limb. And on the other end is our bear bag that's going to have all our food and toothpaste, anything that smells that might attract an animal. And when it's full, we'll pull this and it'll be all the way up there. They recommend 10 feet off the ground, 10 to 15 feet because of bears, but also small animals can climb up there. This tree limb is perfect because it's too skinny for a small animal. Maybe a squirrel, but I doubt it. And there's no way a bear is going to reach that. Black bears are all we have up here, and they don't get much taller than 5 feet, 6 feet. They're not grizzlies. They weigh a lot. They're fast. They can run up to 30 miles an hour, but they're not tall. That is our bear bag. And camp is clear over here. We're probably 100 yards. So that's not bad. That'll make me happy. I won't worry about having a bear tear into my tent while I'm trying to sleep, because I forgot to put some food in the bear bag or something stupid. Another thing to be careful of in bear country is spilling food on yourself. I don't know if I got it on video earlier, but there's some coyote up here howling. Don't think we have wolves in the Uintas. It's possible. We're close to Wyoming. Wyoming definitely has wolves. But I don't know if I got that on video, but I could hear it howling. Anyway, there are predators out here. It's just something to be aware of. If you're going to come out here and do this, it's a fact of nature. It's why I have pepper spray. It's why I have a knife. It's why I have guns. I want to feel protected and safe. Sleep better and make sure I don't get food on my clothes. I don't want to be some animal's dinner. It's like we have some people backpacking in over there. I don't know if you can see it way over there. Hopefully they stay away from here. It's taken. Apparently this is a really popular place to backpack into, which I don't blame anybody, but I was hoping this time of the week wouldn't be so much. Did you get your water to boil?
Yeah.
Cool. I think my dinner's about ready. We got some Boy Scouts over there hiking this way. I put our bear bag about 100 yards back that way, dude. I found the perfect branch for it. Let's look at dinner. Wish I'd catch a fish. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. It's ready. I'm gonna pig out. So Murphy said this is the best Alfredo he's ever had. See what it looks like. Wow. Nice. Well, it's twilight almost. Got the moon up there. Beautiful night. Still trying my hand at fishing. They're jumping. Whoops, sorry. They're jumping, but they're not cooperating. So, Anyway, I think it's time to get a fire going. It's getting kind of chilly. It's also time to put on my fleece hat here and clean up my disaster mess here. By the way, I didn't show you my tackle box. Tackle box. Just a little tin, a bunch of weights, some extra line, and some hooks. That's really pretty much it. Number 18 treble hooks. And then I brought the bait separate. We're using Power Bait Turbo, doe, green and white, some glitter in there. And they're not nuts about it so far. Anyway, I'm going to clean this up and put my hat on and get a fire going. It's getting dark, but our bear bag is up, way up in the tree. I'd say 10 to 12 feet up there, tied off over that way. So you can't really see us very well, but let's head back to camp and get that fire going like I said. Okay, Murphy's here. He has his pole ready to go, but before that, we're going to reel this bad boy in and see what we got. Hopefully he's a keeper. We'll do our best filming it here at night. It's only about 9 p.m., but it's pretty dark. So here we go. Oh yeah, I can feel him. He's fighting me. Here he comes, here he comes. Oh yeah. Oh, nice brook trout. Look at that. He's big enough.
Yeah.
He'll do. Your dinner, dude. Oh, look. He swallowed it. Yay. Take a picture of him. Just stop that. Alright, so what I have here is dryer lint with some magnesium shavings. We've got some kindling over here ready to go. Got my ferro rod, Bear Grylls. I've done a preview of this before and I've used it a bunch, as you can see. So we'll just try it and see how it goes. Dryer lint took. I wasn't sure it would. Well, it hits that magnesium shaving stuff. Stuff just goes off when it lights. Keep it going. There it goes. Just keep building it and building it. Come on. Stuff's old, dead, and dry. It should take. Stop. Well, as you can see, we got it going. It's not huge, but it's going steady. Once that dryer lint took and the magnesium shavings, then we just had the perfect kindling ready for it. So got enough wood over there for tonight. Tomorrow morning we'll have to find some more if we need it, but there's a big dead tree that all of this came off of, so there's plenty more. It's burning well. We should go check your pole. Murphy. See if you got a fish. Maybe we can cook them on the fire. Fry them in my frying pan. So Murphy got one. Went down to check his pole and we got ourselves 2 brookies. Yours is a little bigger than mine, I think.
Yeah.
Sweet, good job. Where's mine? Over there in the water still. So we're gonna have us a little bedtime fish fry. He looks like he's crossed with a tiger trout. Look at the top of him. Those markings. But all of that is brook trout. So sweet, good job, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Here we go. This is the one Murphy caught. It's the one I caught. Murphy doesn't like to clean fish, so I cleaned them both over the fire. The little fish guts and heads are being incinerated because we don't want the smell of fish in the camp. That's what will happen with the leftovers as well. So I'm going to go get the Cajun seasoning I made for this trip and some olive oil I brought out of the bear bag, and we'll fry these bad boys up. I made this Cajun seasoning just for fish. This little tube from a Zip Fizz that I bought once now has olive oil in it. I'm going to put that in the pan, season these things up, throw them on the fire. Dab of olive oil in there. Not too much, just enough for a couple fishies. Shouldn't have put them in there first, I guess. But that's what happens. Let's swish it around. It's really the inside you want to season, unless you do like to eat the skin. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's nice and pink and healthy. I didn't clean that one as good, but that's mine, so who cares? Fire. Okay. Well, let's cover these up. So, our fish are done officially. Ha ha ha. Feels like that's cooled down enough for me to take off. Look at that. Beautiful. So, we had to go to the bear bag to get Murphy's spork. Alright, let's dish one of those into this. Kind of blurry. I don't know why. It's having a hard time with my light. Sorry guys about the blurry picture. Want that one?
Sure.
Take that one. Well guys, I am in the tent. Murphy and I have taken everything to the bear bag that needed to be, including toothpaste, hand sanitizer, even the dryer lint, anything that might put off a scent. It's very quiet and peaceful. Fire died down. We ate the fish. They're a little mushy, but I think it's because they're kind of small. But they're alright. And I turned on the trail cam, so it's in video mode, so we'll see if we even get anything. I don't know. You can hear Murphy settling in over there. We're both just exhausted. I took a couple ibuprofen because I'm kind of sore, to be honest. That hike was fun and short, but kind of brutal on your muscles when you're not used to working certain ones, you know. So anyway, I'm settled here inside the Eureka Spitfire for the first time. Nice and comfy, room to sit up if I have to. I got a couple of melatonin right here. I'm actually so warm and comfortable with this fleece on that I don't need my sleeping bag yet. I've got my little pillow, and I'm just gonna take a couple of melatonin and call it a night. Anyway, that's it. I can't think of anything else. The day is done. Tomorrow's on its way, so good night, my friends. I will see you in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. It is about 6:45 in the morning. I slept pretty good. A little uncomfortable, that pillow I bought. It's too small. Kink in my neck. Kept having to fold it over and ended up using my thermal underwear as a pillow as well. Here. I ended up not changing into anything. I just slept in my clothes. This fleece liner here made all the difference. It kept me really warm. I don't think the sleeping bag itself would have been enough. So I'm grateful that I brought the fleece liner. It would have been too cold. It's a bit of a chilly morning, but not freezing cold. Murphy's up and about, moving around. Hey, Moose. Moose. You go into the bear bag? Will you just bring the whole thing? Anyway, no condensation in the tent. The tent did really well. Just the right amount of airflow. Definitely a 3-season tent. I wouldn't use this in the winter because, you know, we have this airflow through here. You'd freeze your butt off. And certainly wouldn't hold snow. This part of the tent right here would collapse. But a great little tent, and I look forward to using it many times in the future. Still shaking off cobwebs. Let's get up and see what this day looks like, shall we? Here's our morning. It's actually blue sky, but over here a lot of smoke still from these fires, but pretty clear day. I think we will start a fire. It's kind of chilly. The sun has not quite come up over the mountains there. That's Reed's Peak back in there. Bald Mountain. The lake's pretty quiet. Where is he? Murphy said we have a chipmunk visitor. Were you warm? Yeah, me too. That fleece liner made all the difference. I'd have froze my ass off in that 40-degree bag. So I'm glad I brought that. It's cold enough for a fire. You hungry already? My stomach hasn't woken up yet. Oh, still got puffy face. Cobweb, early morning. Ugh. Like I've been chewing on cotton. I don't know. He's cute. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go over here to this dead tree and get us some firewood. The trail camera took 6 videos during the night, and my guess is it was all us. That's not very many videos. I don't think we had any critters through our camp at night. We'll see when I get home what's on the SD card, but
My guess is it's us. Maybe that chipmunk. But that's kind of sucky. I was hoping we'd get some kind of wildlife. But it was really quiet all night. I didn't hear anything stirring around our tents or anything, which actually helped me sleep better. But so much for the trail cam, probably. Even one video of something would be cool, but we'll see. This big old dead tree here is where I've been getting our firewood. These gnarly old branches are dry and dead and burn really well. The small bits make really good kindling, and the larger pieces burn pretty well. You can see where I've sawed it off with my little Coleman saw. So I'll try to process some wood right now. Well, I tried the ferro rod and magnesium shavings and lint. Nothing was taking. Gathered up some more wood. So I resorted to an espit cube. As you can see there, it's burning nicely. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I always bring at least 2 ways of starting a fire. So when one fails, the other one we usually pick up the weight. So let's get this going. It's cold. It's getting there. Braced. Taking this main brace across the top and then propped sticks around it. And it allows enough airflow that it's got a good burn going. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful and warm. Murphy's getting his hot chocolate ready, which is a really good idea. It's not freezing cold, but it's pretty chilly. Here's the wake in the morning. That's where we caught the fish, right here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Again, I apologize if there are little digital sounds in this camera, but it takes a sharper picture than my other camera does. It's the best I got right now. So I hung my platypus water bladder here on the tree so I can fill my cup with it. It holds 3 liters. It looks like I've only had half a liter so far. Alright, let's screw this. Actually, let's just do this. Let's set our pot down and Like milking a cow in the morning. Woo. And get a good flow. There we go. There it is. Moo. Well, I forgot my little Espit stove that I wanted to heat my water with, so I've improvised with these 2 rocks and a couple of pieces of tin foil for a wind block. What we'll do is light the cube and set the pot here. I had it to where it would balance pretty good. Let me see if I can find that sweet spot again. Crack on the bottom of the pot. It's not great. There we go. It's kind of in an angle, but it'll stay. It's hard to find that spot. Some of it's crud on the bottom of the pot. There it is. So here's the breakfast bag. As I said before, I've got some scrambled eggs, a little energy drink, 2 kinds of cocoa. Question is, will it be white chocolate or caramel? I'm thinking caramel. While that burns away nicely, boils the water, I'll show you what we did with our pots last night from cooking the fish. Because, you know, we didn't want to attract unwanted predators with all the fish smell and whatnot. So here's what we did. Murphy's moved the frying pan to get our sporks out so we can eat, but I basically put rocks on them and left them under the water to soak. I've got a Brillo pad that'll take that right off nicely this morning, so I won't have fishy pots in my backpack. So that's what we did with that. Sounds like the other camp over there is waking up. Good morning. Wow. And here comes the sun. Still burning a tiny bit. We don't have a full boil, but we have very hot water, and that's all I need for hot chocolate. And the water's clean anyway, so I don't have to purify it. Got my little cup because I don't like my food in this pot mixed with hot chocolate that I've had in it. I've done that before and it was pretty gross, so that's why I bring the cup. It's worth the extra weight in my opinion. This pot is stainless steel, so it's heavier. It's like 7 ounces. That cook kit that's down in the lake was about $8 at Walmart and weighs 2 ounces. It's all aluminum, which I'm not crazy about aluminum, but I needed something cheap in case I needed to cheap and lightweight that would hold a fish.
which it did the job. So can't exactly put a plop of fish in that and cook it unless you boil it or something weird.
Bon appetit.
Oh, that's good stuff. Breakfast is over. I'm just stowing our bear bag in the tent. Had the Mountain House scrambled eggs with bacon. It was very good, especially when I added my Cajun seasoning to it. Everything's Cajun on this trip. Anyway, we were going to climb Bald Mountain Trail. It's really just, that in itself is an all-day trip, so we're not going to do it this time. We'll plan that for a day hike. Climb to the top, and maybe when it's not so smoky so you can actually see the view. That's another problem. So I guess that's it. We're gonna hike through these woods. Well, this place is crawling or flying with birds and squirrels. Murphy's gone down that way. As you can see, it's very thick here. Some of these trees have just been either killed by disease or hit by lightning. At a very high altitude. The only thing I don't really want to run into is a bull moose or cow moose and her cub, or a cow moose and her calf, or a bear. Could surprise something like that, so you gotta be careful. Here's bear country, moose country, all that stuff is here. All kinds of creatures, great and small. The Lord God made them all, as the song goes. Incredibly quiet. Murphy and I teamed back up, and then we noticed as we were sitting there talking that we could hear a waterfall or a water source. Just something we definitely need to know about, and look what we found. Wow, that's awesome. Nice little creek running all the way down into that valley. Coming from the lake, obviously. The footbridge, so my guess is this trail goes to the next lake down. Probably Bench Lake. I'm not sure which one's next. But beautiful little creek. Look at this. Just stunning. One of those things you really have to be here in person to appreciate. It winds back that way and up into there, probably to Notch Lake. Pretty cool. Well, we're back at camp. See, this trail is the trail that we just came from that has that little river coming from Notch Lake. So that's where I'm going to get more water from and show you my Sawyer Squeeze Mini. I've never used it. I've seen it used, never used it. It's a great water filtration system, weighs like 2 ounces. Pretty sweet. Oh, my bladder fell. My bladder fell. See, I'm gonna drink this now and use it to make ramen. Okay, so it's time to go get water now that we've had lunch and I'm nice and full. Let me just unzip this. Just shake it out. There's the pack. Pretty cool. There's my backpack. We're gonna throw these in there. My platypus bladder is mostly empty. We'll be taking that with. And as an added bonus, I'll be taking my water bottle, putting some filtered water in that so I can put some grape flavoring in it and drink it when I get to the car. Hopefully it won't be too warm by then. Waterfall is best. It's always better to use running water instead of still water, unless you have no choice. You've seen the Indian Trail video that we made, Murphy and I made. I think it was just a hike. He used this filter on that. His is different than mine. This is a pump filter. We won't go into detail on it because we already did in that other video. So. His bladder is nice and convenient as the whole top opens up. Is it working? It might be broken. I was having problems with it earlier. Oh, Murphy's working on seeing if he can get his pump to work. This is the Sawyer Squeeze Mini filter. This is the actual filter. Screws onto there, and first you fill the bag and you screw this on. You can either drink directly out of this, or it'll attach to a water bottle or your water bladder or whatever, and you can filter through this into your another container. I don't know what's up with Murphy's. It was working great before. There's a larger version of this, just the Sawyer Squeeze. This is the mini. This weighs 2 ounces. I think the other one is, I don't know how many ounces, but it's quite a bit bigger and probably works a lot better. But I've never tried this, so we're going to fill these bags up with water and then filter it and see how it goes. There's one bag. Two bags. And these are reusable, by the way. You can use them over and over. Screw the Sawyer Squeeze on there. And we have to put it in the bag, so Unfortunately, it doesn't screw on. I wish it did. That would be awesome. It's gonna take a few minutes to do this. Looks like Murphy's filter might not be working, so he's gonna have to use this as well. It's not bad. What's that? He fixed it. He fixed his filter, so we're in business over there. Murphy's pump is working. Kind of like pumping up a bike tire, really. Excellent. It's working good. Okay, so we're gonna finish up here this beautiful stream and head back to camp, clean up camp, and call it a day. We're out of food, except we have snacks, and we've got our water, so we're good to get back to the car after. Look at this. Look how beautiful that is. It's so clear. It's amazing. Why would you ever want to leave? In the winter, this is buried in snow, like feet and feet of snow. Some people snowshoe in and camp out and stuff like that. I've never done that. I don't know if I'd like to. I'm not crazy about winter camping, but it sure is beautiful in the summer, spring and fall. Just incredible. Okay, as you can see, the platypus is now full. It took about 3, and I want to say almost 4 of these to fill a 3-liter bladder. These hold 32 ounces, but when I squeezed it all in there, however you want to say it, ended up being about 25, 26 ounces each time, so took a little bit of work. Now, one thing that's nice about this, it comes down to it, the water's in here, here's the filter, so you can drink out of this. Just like that. All filtered through Mr. Sawyer Squeeze Mini. Now, this came with a straw that hooks to the underside of this, but my kids got hold of the straw. I don't know where it is. Not a big deal. I didn't plan on using it. It also comes with a syringe that you backwash this with after using it. So when I get home, I'll get some clean water with a little bit of bleach in it and flush it back so that, you know, all the protozoa or whatever that's in there dies and gets flushed out. This is good for literally thousands of filtrations. Murphy, in the meantime, he's all full too. He's got his bag all filled up. How many liters is that? 2? Yeah, his is a little smaller, but I decided to upgrade to the 3-liter after running out of water on the Milan's Peak hike I went on a while back. That's another video. Anyway, there you go. We're gonna put this back in my pack here, and I'm gonna go back to camp and fill this with some tasty grape energy powder, and we'll say goodbye to our friend the creek here. Well, we are back at camp. I didn't give you a good view of this pack. Here's the pack. All unfolded. There we go. I'm beat. It's 2 in the afternoon. We probably have an hour back to the car. It's all uphill. Right now I just want to curl up and go to sleep. And if I were here another night, that's exactly what would happen. I'd take that rain fly off my Eureka Spitfire and let the breeze blow through that mesh netting and just sleep. The sound of that wind blowing through the trees. That would be amazing. I'm seriously so weak and tired right now, and I think it's somewhat dehydration. And I just need a boost of caffeine. I also have a 5-hour energy sitting in the car waiting for me for the drive home, so I'm set. This has been an amazing camp out. It really has been just a great time. I like it better here than at Ruth Lake, and I loved Ruth Lake. I thought it was great. We'll probably be back here, I don't know when, but we will be. Anyway, let's clean up camp and caffeinate and ibuprofenate and hike back to the car. Man, I'm beat. Okay guys, we are all packed. Here's where we were. Murphy's tent was here. As you can see, doesn't look like it ever was. Just double checking for anything that got left behind. Feeling a lot better. Caffeine helped. Not looking forward to the uphill climb back. Here's where my tent was. Looks like I got everything. One more look at Notch Mountain and Notch Lake. There's some people here fishing and backpacking in for the weekend. We are done. It is Friday, and we are leaving just in time to not have to deal with the crowds. It's not even really that crowded, even for this place. Murphy's set, all packed up. Yep. Got the rifle there. Here's our fire pit. We left some firewood for whoever uses it next. Our packs are mildly lighter without all the food that we consumed. Here's my pack and my rifle, all set, ready to go. Guys, it has been a fantastic trip. This has been one of the best ones I've had in a long time. I think Murphy would agree. That's it. Let's say goodbye to Notch Lake and our campsite, and we're gonna hoof it back to the SUV and get back to civilization and kind of shower. All right, guys, thanks for joining us one more time. I'm Utah Steve. We'll see you on the trail.
To pour my heart and soul into my beloved passions is to expose myself to the harsh and unforgiving realities of human nature. The cold and brutal jabs at my exposed soul sometimes come in the form of apathetic silence. Silence that cuts, silence that tortures, silence that bleeds me dry and rips apart what I know of human kindness. We need divinity to intervene. The human experience is fragile and fraught with insecurities. God reaches down, man reaches up. I sit and cower over gifts that don't belong to anyone. Broken silence from your honey lips. It was golden and delicious to my ears. A new friend and opening of locked cavernous doors. I in my loneliness embraced your words. Like quicksilver I lusted after them. You, the unknown succubus, drained me, devoured my words, emptied my soul, and set me free of social imprisonment. And then a change, one unbeknownst to me, crept in between us soft as a moonlit feather, yet sharp as a double-edged dagger. Silence followed as I slunk back into oblivion, into the past. Once again I wondered and was tortured by the sound of shifting gears. I saw more than you thought I did. The night was long and filled with secret longings. I stretched out before you and lingered there for hours. Into Hobbit land. It's the Shire. Gandalf! Gandalf, no! Don't skinny dip, Gandalf. Yeah. I brought my handy dandy notebook. No, I'm just kidding. Watch Blue's Clues too much. We have... Okay, that's not right. 38 degrees. Okay, let's figure it out here, buddy. We're in the shade, so that probably doesn't help. Okay, hang on. Mom. I want to see your peacock cock. Sorry. All right. Got my fish. Stop filming me. It's filming me. It's like I'm only drinking. Oh my gosh, I just said that. I've only drinking. Let me see if I can set this camera in this tree here. Gonna be at an angle, it looks like. Oh, come on, there. How's that? Hopefully that. Nope.